big up everyone, near and far, Spurs fans near and far. Welcome to this Say It With Chest episode 1. And for me, I've been really looking forward to this because I spend a lot of time doing streams and people are quick to tell me in the comments why my club can't win the league and all of that jazz. But this is no hold bar. So before, I want to first of all set out the tone, and then I'm going to introduce the guests. Big up to the ends. Thank you for coming through. Big up to Imran, my bro. Thank you for coming through. Big up to DT. Thank you for coming through. It is shameless, but it also is sensible talk around the football. So, in fact, before I go into it, let me just introduce the guests. First and foremost, I'm going to introduce the Man City fan, Mr. Cool himself. Imran, how you doing, my bro? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. This is you know what? When you told me about this show, man, I just thought this show is especially for me, man. This title race is for us, man. Chest in Premier League is for us. So you know what? Good to be here, man, and talk about this.
Brilliant. No, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then also DT, cousin, he is an Aston Villa fan, but he's a shameless Aston Villa fan because he's been waiting for this moment. He's been waiting for this day. DT, talk to us. What is happening?
Yeah, thanks for the invitation. We've been grinding our way along, so it's nice to get a chance to air those views and, the underdog coming through. So, we'll see what's happening. See what everyone's saying.
Okay, big up. The ends, man, my bro, Mr. Liverpool. Thank you, my bro. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. I can't wait to get into it. I know this is the first time we're doing our thing together, but hopefully many more. How you doing, my bro?
First and foremost, man, appreciate the invite, man. This should be an interesting one, bro, because Villa fans in the building, Man City fans, we don't get a lot of them, so they're about. You gotta conversate with them. I'm interested, man. Hey, I can't wait. Let's get it.
Let's do it. And also, Tony Gunner is going to be joining us, the Arsenal fan. So look, everyone in the chat, big up to everyone that's tuned in so far. Before we get into it, I just want to explain how this Say It With Chest is going to be running over the next couple of weeks. This is an invite-only show, okay? If you remember green bottles, you know the green bottles kind of nursery rhyme, there were 10 green bottles sitting on the wall, and then one green bottle will accidentally fall. There were 9 green bottles sitting on the wall. That's exactly where this idea has come from. Right now, there are 5 teams in the title race. Shamelessly, Tony Claude is coming into the building. Welcome, Tony. So we have 5 teams that are in the title race. There's nobody on this panel that can say that neither of our team is in our title contenders. We are. Mathematically, all 5 of us are involved. Where it gets exciting is that as soon as your team falls off, and I'm looking at all you lot's faces, as soon as your team falls off, you're no longer invited to the show.
What happens when Spurs fall off?
I don't give a damn. The only other thing is this, though. If in the unlikely event that Spurs fall off first, I promise to keep the show going, but I will be a silent host. But as long as my club is involved in the title challenge, just know I'll be shaking my bum seriously and violently week in, week out. So this is hopefully to be a Monday. But before we get into my first question, I just want to give Tony, who's just arrived, the Arsenal fan here in the building, Tony Gunner TV, Mr. Big himself. Tony, how are you, bro?
Hey guys, hey, big up to everyone down here, a group of legends down here. Big up to you, Deji Sports. Big up to the guy who is in the top left, Ends, man. That's my brother, man. Started with that guy, doing shows with him. Big ups to you, man. Bro. Love you to the core brother, man. Big up to all the guys, Imran and DT. Big up to you, man. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Good. Good to see you on here, man.
Big up.
Great,
Footy
great.
Bants, I've seen your comment.
Let's have a good show, man. Let's have a cracking
No,
show.
we're getting into it.
Let's have a
I've got
cracking
loads
show.
of questions. I'm getting into it, and we're gonna throw it out there now. Guys, look, let's not be. I know you're all here repping your clubs. We've seen about 20, 21 games. Footy Bants, I will definitely bring you on. Don't worry, I'm going to be reaching out. My first question tonight is, honestly speaking, who has been the best team out of us five so far this season? Forget about where you're in the league table right now. I want to know genuinely who you fear the most. Imran, I'm going to come to you first. I have a guess, but away from City, which team do you fear the most?
It has to be Liverpool, isn't it? And obviously, there's a reason for it. They're the only team, obviously, in our last few seasons have managed to get across the line. They've proved that they have the balls to go to the distance quite a few times. Not just the once when they won the league, but a few times. Losing by a point. So yeah, man, real deal, seriously. And I was on a stream a couple of weeks ago, with Judge Moore, and I was just saying to him that, look, Salah go to the AFCON, and I bet you Liverpool win every game, because that's how they roll, man. Seriously, even the previous AFCON, when he'd gone to the AFCON and he'd come back, his team was winning all their games, man. So yeah, man, they're doing the job, and there's some players that have stepped up seriously, man. And we can talk about that later, I guess. But Jota, just one player to name, man. That guy is scary, man. Right, and that's one guy that worries me massively this season.
Yeah. No, big up.
But answering your other question.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, answering your other question. Who do I think has played the best? I honestly still think it's Liverpool. Look, when people look at how we've played, they're going to look at how we've been previous seasons, and then they're going to say, right, yeah, City's not played well because previous seasons we've been a machine. But at the same time, the time of the season where we step up the game, and I knew around I was saying just a couple of months ago that as long as we can come back from that World Club Championship within a few points of the team that's at the top, I think we're in a good, we've got a really, really good chance to win it again.
Fair. I mean, man, I'm not going to lie. I hear your logic, and I'm slightly disappointed that you've gone with the kind of Liverpool. I get it. And you're right. I mean, Jota does look scary. Ends, man, I'm just going to come to you. Since he's mentioned Liverpool, it's only right to bring you in. Are you reciprocal? Is your biggest fear City this season? Are you going to go with the obvious, or are you going to shock the panel with something like?
Do you know the best way to say? Because I've had this conversation with a couple of my guys as well. So big up to Savage, Cav, and Zabiri, like the guys I do the channel with. With Liverpool, bro, I don't think we fear anyone. I feel like Liverpool beat Liverpool. If Liverpool's on it and everything goes in our favor in terms of the way we're playing, we've got the right players fit, no injuries. Man City, yeah, we normally go toe to toe with them. Would you say fear? It's more respect than fear. The other teams in the league, bro, like, let's be honest, in the last 5 years, apart from Man City, the rest of the teams have been by the wayside. Arsenal did throw a little fight last season, but we saw what happened with that one.
Jeez.
No disrespect to Tottenham, but we know what you man are about. And Villa, bro, these man ain't really here, bro. They look good at the moment, but they're not really here, bro. So we don't fear no one. Like
Form table.
Fear.
Check it.
Liverpool beat themselves, bro. We'll do some dodgy. We'll just give someone a goal and then we chase the game and try and win it 2-1. That's just Liverpool, innit? No, we never do anything the hard way. And also now we're fighting against the rest of the Premier League, man. The refs decided, you can just break our players' legs and get on with the game, and no one looks at it. So it is what it is, man. But yeah, bro, we're the ones playing the better football, man. I feel like we found solutions during the season. The way we're playing, like the first half, sometimes we start slow and then we get into the game and we find our own way. We find our own way to win it. If it's by substitutions, change of the system, whatever way you want to look at it, man, we find a way to win and get results. Arsenal threw up a 5 yesterday. We said, oh, all right, we'll just throw up a 4, man. It's all good.
Wow.
You man thought he was back in the title race. Well, now you're 5 points behind again.
Oh.
Wow. Ensman throwing it with chest at the beginning already. Shots fired. Tony, how do you respond to that? Who are you fearing at the moment? Who is the big team? Ensman kind of disrespected the thing for me in the sense he fears no one but himself. That's a really big statement. Is that the same for Arsenal? Would you say Arsenal fear no one but themselves? Because for me personally, I think Arsenal fear every single team on this panel.
DGC, I don't think you should, be the one, talking tough like that and saying it with chest. Respectfully, Tottenham, after 21 games, you've just only scooped 40 points, so you're in 5th. So if you're in a title race, hell yeah, Arsenal is in the title race also, if you're putting yourself in that conversation. But it's a totally different thing if Deji Spurs isn't putting Tottenham in that position. Then I'll be real with you. Liverpool have scooped. See, they've scored 47 goals this season. Liverpool Football Club. It's that good in 21 games. Only conceded 18 times. This season. That's top notch. So, Ensman is within his rights, to talk with chest. He's the only team right now that can be able to talk with chest, and I'll give him that little bit of a respect down there. And the proof is in the pudding. But again, with Arsenal's chances, if you're asking me of Arsenal's chances this season, it's a little bit, it's a little bit on the downside for me. I'll just take my time right now.
What is this guy
No, sincerely, I'm being real. I'm being real. No, I'm being real with you. I'm being real with you. I can't say it with chest because I'm just coming out, from 7 games. I'm just coming out from 7 games with just 1 win. Scored only 3 goals, conceded 9 in 7. So it's not good enough. That's not trophy winning stuff. So, of course, I picked Crystal Palace. I know we'll get into all of that, later on. But again, that was a good bounce back. If I do see wins against Nottingham Forest and against Liverpool, which is a crunch one back at home, Deji Spurs, rest be assured, I will big up my chest fully and come to tell you on this show yet again that Arsenal might just be in that conversation. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but we might just be in that conversation if we do beat Liverpool at home and try to get the maximum 3 points against Nottingham Forest. Because that puts us, if we do beat Liverpool, that puts us just 2 points away from them. And mind you, it's possible because we did beat Liverpool at home last season. That man up there knows what he knows that Arsenal, are the ones that can actually beat them. Beat them this season. He knows that if we turn up, if we turn up and my manager turns up, Liverpool could be chopped up at the Emirates. It's possible.
Quick
did
question.
that last season. So
season?
Can we imagine it again? It could happen. You never know.
And you got a question for Tony, then I got to come in before I bring in the Villa fan. Sorry, Villa fan, because this is a new platform for you. You're gonna have to be last. But
relax.
No, you know what? I just want to, Tony, you're my guy, man. But listen, you man got smoked up already this season in the FA Cup. We beat you with the kids, bro. Brought the kindergartens out and let you man know the levels. And then the game at Anfield, come on, bro. If the referees did their job, you're Martin Odegaard dribbling the ball like he's in the NBA, and Trent just put away his chance. The game is done and dusted, bro. Let's just be real about it. You guys got away with that one.
I agree with you. It's not done and dusted. It's not done and dusted. I'm sorry. In the first half of that FA Cup, FA Cup, I had nearly up to 6 chances. If I took my dinner, because since we're now doing if buts and maybes, then I could as well go to if buts.
No, I mean, can I just say that
if we did finish our dinner, trust me, we should have been 6-0 up in the first half in that FA Cup. Do you agree to that? If we finished our dinner, We could have
Nope.
taken
Can
it
I
up,
just interrupt
but
that?
we
We're
didn't
not going
finish
to
our
be
dinner,
doing
and I take it, man.
with the
I take
couldas on this show. Can I just interrupt? But can I just say something? Because I need to chime in. I'm not going to lie. I've listened to the 3 panelists' intros, and I feel slightly disrespected, especially after the invitation. Let me explain why. The one defeat that Liverpool had this season was by my club, Tottenham Hotspur. I don't care what it was. I don't care about the minutiae. The truth is, when you look back, 2023, Liverpool got beat by Spurs. So that you need to. So Liverpool, before you saying you're getting beat by yourself, you also got beat by Spurs. All right. So you need to.
Technically, we're the ones who scored the goal. So we did beat ourselves.
Imran,
No.
you know, and I know that if we could, Spurs will play you, man, every week. That's just the truth. If there's any team that I do not fear in the league, it's Man City.
Wow.
Yeah, we will take Man City Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like Craig David. I do not give a damn. Where do you want to play? Abu Dhabi? Do you want to play in Tokyo? Do you even want to play in Dublin? We have you, man, up for breakfast because we took our dusty team to your gaff and we still got 3 goals and we still walked away with a draw. So, Imran, the fact that you're not even putting some respect on my club is slightly disappointing. Arsenal, we went to your ground.
Can I respond to that?
We slapped 2 man up. We slapped 2 man up and we got a draw.
Deji, I did a double against you last season. I put you home and away last season.
Don't tell
when
me
you
about
came to the
last
Emirates,
season. Tell me about
it
this
was a
season.
draw. That was a legitimate London derby, Deji Sports, and you came out with a draw.
What I'm trying to say
How?
to you guys
that was a draw. You didn't slap me on Deji Sports. Understand the difference.
This is not. Can I just say this ain't talk sport? Yeah. You lot are how you guys are missing my team is crazy.
Right, Deji,
now,
let me respond to that. Deji.
Imran, and
Right,
then I'll bring in DT.
You're talking about one-off games here, right? You're not talking about competing in City on a season-long title race. You're talking about a one-off game against City. Yeah, that's fine. You can beat us on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, or whatever day. But when it comes to 38 games in the season, have you ever gone the distance with us?
Bro, have you scored in our ground? Have you scored in our ground?
But that's one-off games. Look, I don't talk about the small battles. I talk about the war.
Eesh.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can talk about, look, Liverpool have beaten us plenty of times at their ground, but we've gone and won the league. It doesn't matter. Look, at the end of the day, you got to think about the bigger picture. The one-off games, you only play each other twice in a season. It's 38 games in a season. It's a war, and at the end of it, City come, they actually at the end of the war, they're at the top. They get there somehow or another, and we're there at the top, and we're the champions. It's simple as that. That's why I say with chess that last 6 seasons, 5 seasons of those we've been league title winners, and because of that, with chess, I say that we would win the league. And my club hasn't given me a reason for the last 3 seasons to doubt them when it comes to a title race. They haven't. So I'm not even getting clipped up by saying that with chess we're going to win the league, because I've got the evidence there to back why we're going to win the league. But also we are allowed drop-offs, and if we did have a drop-off, then again it's not something I get clipped for, because it's a one-off. It happens. But what I'm saying is, overall, over the last 5 seasons, we've shown why we're champions. And it's not about the first half of the season. It's not about the one-off games against your title rivals, but it's about the full distance. And that's why we're in championships.
I take your point. And before I move on any further, because Imran, I think you make a really valid point, but I feel like this season is different. Hence why we have Aston Villa in the room. Guys, I want to say, and I think all of the other panelists can agree, I never thought I'd be doing a stream about the league and Villa. Like, what has gone on in the world? But here we are today. We're streaming with a Villa fan. Can we just agree, panelists, that let this be the first and last time that we stream with Villa? Let me not go too hard on him. DT, what are you saying? What are you
Listen.
seeing from your club with chess? Can you guys do something this season?
With chest, if you look at overall last year across the whole year, second in the form table, above all of you guys, bar Man City. I'd also like to point out, as the Villa fan here, there's only one of you guys that can talk about actually beating us this season. We've beaten 3 of you already this season. You guys are all piping up and you're all making your noise. At least you guys have all taken an L. Liverpool's L is coming when they come to Villa Park. So we'll have the full spread. You get what I'm saying? We'll have breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, everything.
1-0.
Jesus.
No, 2-0.
You know? Yeah. 1-0. 1-0.
1-0.
Arsenal chopped one as well, you know. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, everything. So if we're talking about being in a race, we're in this, legit. I'm saying Unai Emery has got a plan. He's got the backing. We've got the form as well. I think at home, we're doing much better against most of these teams. And I think in terms of where we will end up, I think we've got a solid chance. As long as we can kind of allow you guys
Solid chance of what? Solid chance of what?
Solid chance of finishing in the top 4, if not top 3. I think that one of you guys are going to shoot yourself in the foot. Realistically, that's what's most likely to happen. So we're going to.
Bro, this talk is about who's going to win the league. It's not about top 4 conversations,
hey,
man.
Listen. Realistically, Aston Villa could win the league, but the big but is the big but is what happens over this January transfer window. We've actually had our injuries. We've had lots of different things happening. Yeah. Everyone's had their little bits, but I would say with chest that we have an outside possibility. I'm not gonna run it up too much.
Can I just?
But I'd say, go on.
Quickly ask you a question while we get into it, because the assembled is trolling me here in the chat. He says that why are Aston Villa taking more seriously than Spurs? Between the 3 teams that you beat, City, Arsenal, and Spurs,
yeah.
Which game would you say that you were lucky to get away with a win? Now, who played you off the park out of those 3 teams?
Clearly, you're trying to, hook it in.
No, I'm asking you a question. I haven't said nothing.
It was Spurs that gave us the toughest time, but that's what you guys do. You know what I'm saying? This season,
so it wasn't City, it wasn't Arsenal that gave you the toughest time. It was my club.
But you still lost.
Let that sink in. So we had injuries.
Yeah, we can say toughest game, like Imran was saying, one-offs. Go on, talk. I'll give you a chance.
I'm sorry, DT.
Go.
I'm sorry, DT. I beg to differ, man. I beg to differ.
Okay.
I think that's a little bit of a waffle. Yeah, I'm sorry. Arsenal came to Villa Park. Yeah, that's a waffle. Yeah. I'm sorry. Arsenal came to Villa Park. We got 61% of the ball possession. We played you out the park. Yeah, you played a low block. You kept a low block. I didn't see you give any meaningful attack in that game. You just had a one.
We just manhandled Man City a couple of days beforehand.
We're talking about the league here. We're talking about winning the league here. Winning the league here. I don't respect teams that get beaten to Manchester United. That dusty Manchester United team.
Listen,
got one on you. See, if you're losing against this shitty Manchester United team and you're thinking you're gonna win the league this season, brother, man, what are you talking about? You drew against the dusty Everton team, my brother, man. Even Sheffield United. What are we, Daily Sports? What are we doing here? What is
look where we are. Are we not on the same points? So what are you telling me? We're on the same points. So if you'd actually done our job properly, we'd be way ahead.
At the end of the day, injuries will come in. You will lose to mid-table teams. You will get a couple of draws here and there. You've not had like a really big a stretch of games where you've actually
have you looked at the league? Have you looked at the league?
Hold on. So this moves me to the next part of my next question, and again, I'm going to start with ends man. So for me, football is about watching the game with your eyes. Do you get me? You know, when you see Kevin De Bruyne, we know this guy is world class. He's probably the best player in the Premier League. So when I just want to do a combined 11 with our teams here, because so far every combined 11 that I've seen has had more Spurs players than any of your clubs. Yeah, in fact, there's no combined 11 that contains a Villa fan. I think the most recent one I've seen has Basmati Rice in it, and that's about it. And then Liverpool might have Van Dijk, and they might get away with Salah. And then Man City also been languishing with the amount of players that are in the top 11. So could we just quickly, just between us, agree on the positions? Because I feel like there is mileage in the number of players that are performing well and how the teams will eventually perform at the end of the season. Would you not agree, man and man? Yeah?
Yeah, man. I think everyone goes through their moments, man, and some of our players are playing well, some of us aren't playing well. So yeah, man, you can have these conversations. We the team of the year, the world team of the year. We had 6 players out of the 11. That's
Yeah, but that's last year. We're talking about this year, my bro.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, so we can, obviously players don't drop in quality just like that. But obviously, if we want to start having these conversations, that's fine. What do you want me to say? Which players I think should be in the?
Yeah.
Well, firstly, I don't think either of our defenders should be in the conversation. We've just been poor defensively. So at the moment, or for this season so far, defensively we've not been good, and none of our defenders deserve to be in that. Midfield.
What about goalkeeper? Any Man City? Edison, does he deserve to be in the equation, or are you going to give it to the Spurs?
Nothing special. He's been okay. He's had some good games. He's had some decent games. I wouldn't really call him a player that's obviously stuck out over the season. But midfield wise, Rodri, man, still whenever he plays, man, you can just see this guy's levels above any player on the pitch, man. He's just mental, man. I was at the Newcastle game last week, and just the way this guy moves around, you just thought, man, this guy is levels above everyone on the pitch right now. So yeah, man, definitely him. Bernardo, he seems to be moved around a lot, so because of that, he's not seemed to be at his best either. But for me, again, I know he's a player that will start stepping up as the season goes along. De Bruyne has come back, but obviously you can't count him in because he just had one game. Yeah. Foden played well for us this season. I think he's definitely stepped up. Whether he deserves to be ahead of other players in the conversation is obviously a conversation we need to have. He's been playing more central this season, and he's been doing well. He's had a good season so far. What's that? What's that?
No, I said he's banging goals as well.
Yeah, definitely, and he's definitely causing trouble around that box, getting his assists and things like that. So yeah, man, definitely Foden. We've had like Doku who's performed well, but then he's been injured. So I wouldn't really, there'll be other players who've been performing throughout the season. So again, he's a player that wouldn't really feature in combined 11. Grealish, again, he's had injuries, and he's been out as well. Alvarez been playing well, but he's been playing in 2 positions as well. He's been playing, like as a number 10, and then when Haaland's been out, he's been playing as a striker. To be honest, I think so far, only 2 players I think have really played well for us this season. And if you're going to say combined 11, I'd definitely put a shout in for both those players. Which brings me to conversation that, if only 2 of our players have been playing well this season so far, you know what? Business end of the season.
Well,
I know we only a few points off the top. You know what happens, man.
We'll see about that. But that's why I asked the question. and we'll get into it just after this segment. But Ends, man, you were there shaking your head, smiling like you've got more than one Liverpool fan in
Oh
this
yeah, 100%.
player. Could you just quickly name? So we've got Rodri in. I think we have to agree with
Yeah,
that.
you're giving that.
And I think the Foden one, can we just put a question mark around Foden?
Definitely
It'd be good to hear what you're saying, Ends, man.
The goalkeeper is ours. Let's not argue. Let's not discuss it.
This ain't Brazil, bro. This ain't Italian.
Not discuss it at all, bro. Yes, your goalkeeper looks good because he makes these saves look more than they are. It's not my fault my goalkeeper make all of these saves look easy. It's not my fault. My goalkeeper make things that should not look easy. I'm seeing you guys goalkeeper full stretch trying to tip things around the corner. Over other than the camera dives, the camera saves for no. My goalkeeper just jumping up. Thank you very much. I'll roll this out to my next guy, let him go up the pitch. So the goal, Alisson gets in straight away. Virgil gets in at centre back 110%. What I've noticed what people are doing is because they don't want to rate him no more, they just keep looking past his performance this season. He's been performing from pre-season, really. He's been outstanding. And long may that continue. Whether you like him or not, you can't disrespect him. He is the best centre back in the Premier League right now. There's no one better than him. And then if you look, let's go into the midfield. Curtis Jones. You asked the question earlier. No, listen. I'm going by what you asked the question earlier. Your question was, we watch football with our eyes. So I took that question as we're not doing the GA thing. We're doing it.
I'm not doing any of that. Yeah.
Okay, so based on the footballing ability, and you're looking from the eye test, this man has been doing a lot of our controlling. He keeps a balance in our midfield. He doesn't get the big numbers that you want to see everyone gets, but that's not what every midfielder.
Do you think he's better than Pape Sarr?
Pape Sarr is not, but you're not going to play. Pape Sarr isn't he more your defensive-minded type of midfielder? He's a box-to-box type. Curtis is more of a controller, so I'm not going to compare them. Okay, he's the controller in our midfield. He does do the box-to-box work. He's the best at pressing in our team. And when he does play, we look way better. But because he doesn't get the goals or the assists, the plaudits won't be there. He doesn't do the spectacular things. They won't do it. I see man keep shouting out Declan Rice all season, bro. What has he actually done? Because Arsenal defensively have been worse than they were last season, and they're not scoring enough goals. Liverpool this season have scored more goals and kept a better So, I don't know. You bought man for 110 million. We've got guys that for 35 million, and we've kept less goals. I don't know. The maths ain't mathing.
Yeah.
Then you look at the forward. The forward has been... Mo Salah hasn't been performing well, but his numbers don't lie. And I know we're not doing it based on the numbers, so I'm not going to throw him in there based on that. His performances haven't been great, but this man pops up with the goals and assists, bro, regardless of what you think. So would I throw him in there? Yeah. Saka has been underperforming this season, bro. He's the only other one I'd probably say can compete on that side.
Bailey.
Olu, for you, man, have been all right. Bailey for you guys. Yeah, he's my guy. He's Jamaican as well, so I have to big him up. Man City, as Imran was saying as well, no one's really shining that much as well in there. And big up to is it Martin there as well, man? Kanate as well, man. But to be fair, he's been swapping with Joel. So when Matip got injured, Kanate's come back in and performing. So they haven't had the longevity in terms of one's been set with Virgil. It's been Matip, Virgil. We've done Kwanzaa, Kanate. We've just been rotating, man. Everyone's, chipping in and doing their job. But we've definitely got at least 3 or 4 man in there. So I'm going to go Alisson 100%. Virgil 100%. Even Trent, if you want to throw him in there. Curtis is a shout. And Mo Salah as well.
This man is trying to throw in 4 or 5 Liverpool players. I think at least 3 of them.
Well, we're top, bro, with the most goals and less goals conceded. So,
anyway,
you know what? This is why I say, and this happens every season, there's always more players for anyone else than City in these combined 11s. And you know what? That just tells you one thing, man. Pep's the GOAT, man. Pep's the GOAT. He never has the best 11. He doesn't have the best 11. He doesn't have the best 11. But you know what? What's that?
Pundit would shout you man out. If you ask us guys,
is it a pundit? Right, okay.
No. If you ask us guys that actually pay attention to the game and we don't do the agenda thing, we give you an honest opinion. You ask them, man, they're gonna do that whole. I'm gonna have to lick Pep's ass. I'm gonna throw this man.
All right, well that's fine then. Then Pep's doing the business, man. He's not got the players that are doing the job. But you know what? he seems to be his tactics seem to be working and winning league titles regularly.
That's good. Listen, that's good, man. Especially when you guys are cheating to do it. It's fine.
Oh man, come on, man. Why? Look. This narrative, man. It's just
no blows.
look.
Hey,
If you're gonna do this, then you let us end all conversations. If you're gonna start doing that.
I'm just throwing a little comment in there, bro. They'll mean nothing by it.
we keep it
Say it.
Imran,
Let's wait till next season for that.
I'm sorry. You have 115 FA charges.
Wait till next season.
Yeah, but let's wait.
Wait till next season. Wait till the verdict. Wait. Tony Claude, I'm coming for you when the verdict comes out. I'm coming for you.
Imran, if any of those stick, he might be going down the relegation line. So see, let's call a spade a spade. End man is making sense down here. You know,
End man, right? Check this out, right? Bro, this guy, he's only being salty because of last season. Wait till next season when you find out what exactly happens. Then let's talk on it.
Yeah.
For now, let's just stick to football.
Tony, how many of your guys get into the team 11? Let's make this one quick because I don't expect you to be long with this one.
Oh my God, Deji's Sports. See,
I don't think
guys,
any Arsenal player, apart from
I get it. You know, I
maybe
get it.
Saliba or Gabriel.
I get it. Why you look down on my team?
Everyone.
No, I get it. And even real Arsenal fans understand that we have problems. We do have problems. Yeah, to be genuine with you guys, we have problems. And again, we also have injury problems this season. I'll give you an example. Thomas Partey, who presumably would go head-to-head last season with Rodri and Casemiro for the best defensive midfielder last season, this season is totally injured. He's not here to actually be in that contention, to be in that first 11 in the league this season. So Jurriën Timber, who I thought that, looked quite good, looked promising at the start of the season, is injured. So he's not there to be in that chair for that left back position. So I'm sorry, man, injury has dealt Arsenal a big blow.
No,
but one player that I would just say is an outstanding player and presumably one of the best defenders in the world right now, Deji Spores, yeah. I think William Saliba has to be in that conversation. I'm sorry, man.
He's not.
This guy's an absolute truck. Without him in that Arsenal defense, I'm sorry, man, we would have been chopped up this season totally. Yeah. So he's been a rock in that defense for us this season. He looks good. But, Gabriel, of course, he's had a little bit of a bozo moment in some cases, but you can't deny that he's been good this season. Yeah, Deji Spores, he's been good. And again, he has also scored goals for us this season. He's looking good. No, I'm just saying he's looking good. The rest of the team right now, I do understand that our form is bad right now. I won't put any of them in the conversation, but I would sincerely look into William Saliba to have a fair shout in that first 11, and maybe Gabriel, those two. All other positions right now we're really struggling. Understandably, I have injuries to two of my biggest potentials to get into that first 11 this season, which is Thomas Partey and Jurriën Timber. Apart from that, I'm just okay with William Saliba making that shout. Declan Rice doesn't look so good because he has to do lots of jobs apart from midfield duties. He has to defend. He's literally turned into a central defender this season, and it's a £105 million signing for us. So, and Kai Havertz is the one sitting next to him at the left. It's horrible. It's not good enough. So,
can I ask a question? Can I ask a question, bro?
No. Rice has just been a decent player, but I wouldn't say he has been an overtly amazing player. I can't say so. And again, he's just a new player down here. He's new to the streets at Arsenal. Let me ask a question. William Saliba in that position.
So Tony, you're talking about a guy that's been injured for the whole season, so you can't use him in Partey. In terms of like he's a big miss to you guys because you haven't seen him. You spent 105 million on a replacement, so you guys are good. You said about Jurriën Timber. You saw him in one game.
No, he's not a replacement. It wasn't the replacement for Thomas Partey. It wasn't the replacement for Thomas Partey. Granit Xhaka left the football club, and then we brought in Declan Rice. So What are we
okay,
talking
but
here?
there's one DM and there's another DM. I don't know. You play 2 DMs, that's fine. All right. Then you asked about Julian Tim. He's played 1 game, so you can't use him. If you want to talk about people missing players, and we're talking about injuries, we can't use that, bro, because Liverpool can do it, Man City can do it.
Everyone.
I'm not too sure about Villa because no one cares about them. Spurs can use it. In terms of injuries, bro, Liverpool's injury list right now is an 11 that
We
will
won a
be
community
that can play
shield
against
playing
any
with
of the
Julian
teams in the
Timber.
Prem.
We won a community shield against Man City playing with Julian Timber. So you're just putting dust on that guy's name.
Community shield, man. Don't even talk about that, man. What are you doing?
But you're
What are you
talking
talking about community shield for, bro?
You're using 2 players.
Hey, it's a cup, isn't it?
That's not good enough, bro. We can't use that because I can say we missed the best left back in the Premier League in Robbo. We don't have him. He's been missing. McAllister was out for a period. Thiago, we've not seen this season at all.
He's dead food anyway. Thiago's dead food.
Okay, that's from a guy that none of your midfielders come even close to his trophy.
Douglas Luiz.
No problem.
Again,
no problem.
Say again. Douglas
no
Luiz.
again.
No,
I did not say they are in the conversation. I didn't say Julian Timber and Thomas Partey were in the conversation. I said only William Saliba because I think he's the best defender in the league by far. That's what I think.
Let's not do that.
So that's not putting him in that conversation. I've never said that
he's not the
Julian
best
Timber
defender
is in that
You might as well change it into
conversation.
deluded Tony, bro. That he's not the best defender in the league.
Can I just quickly get Villa
He's not the best defender in the league, and he's not the most informed defender in the league either. He's neither.
This is
It's
it.
neither, exactly. Let's just keep it real. Can I just hear from the Villa fan about how many Villa players gets into the team?
I'm sorry, Imran. Arsenal have conceded less goals than you.
Hey,
Arsenal have
Tony,
conceded
relax,
less goals
relax.
than you. Imran, you've conceded 23 goals this season. Arsenal have only conceded 20. So what's the parameter you're using
I'm not saying
that?
he's.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. I'm not saying hold on. I'm not saying he's not having a better season than my defenders.
Defensive side in this season. What am I talking about?
Hey,
Bro, I'm not saying. Look, listen. I'm not saying.
No.
I'm not saying that he's having a better season.
No. Why using the tables? Let's use the table. Okay, then if I put him in the conversation as well.
Let me just get the Villa fans.
I don't think it's something that's out of the blue. It's not out of the blue.
I'm patient because when we're used to this kind of being overlooked scenarios. I mean, if you want to talk about defenders,
You're not good enough.
Relax. In terms of defenders, I'm putting Pau Torres up in there because if you're talking about a progressive passer, someone who's able to get assists, move the team forward, better ball player than any of the defenders that you've mentioned, better than Saliba. Better than Virgil. What does Virgil's not? Virgil's not about that. He's on the right. He's
Virgil is stiff. I'm not gonna lie. He's a stiff guy. I can't lie.
So
I want to respect your moment of speaking, so I won't interrupt. Sorry.
So thank you. So if we're talking about progressive defenders, moving the game forward, controlling the game, controlling the ball, in the same way as how you've got your Rodriguez. Pau Torres is doing the same sort of thing from defense. Maybe a bit slow, but in terms of his positioning and what he brings to the team and how Aston Villa have played, he is one of the key factors in where we are in terms of how he brings the ball forward, controlling that line. So if you're talking about overall, I would say he at least gets in over Saliba. If we're talking about progressing the ball forward, but guys,
any other Villa players that gets in?
What have I walked into?
We've walked in to say it with chest, and we are talking about how many Villa players gets into our 11. Everyone's gone round apart from myself, and I'll bring you in once as well.
So realistically, in the middle, it's a battle between either Douglas Luiz or John McGinn. For me personally, I prefer Douglas Luiz in terms of what he's bringing overall to the table. If you're looking at goals and assists, it's comparable. If we're all talking jumping on the bandwagon with Rodri and all of these man, Douglas Luiz is doing it. Set pieces, all of that stuff. So I'll put in Ollie Watkins as well. I think apart from Haaland, who's got in a couple of goals, there's no other striker that you guys are telling me that is banging in more goals than him, who is doing as much as he is and is bringing to the table what Ollie Watkins is doing.
Ollie Watkins is 8th in the Premier League.
So you will have 3 Villa players in your Prem 11 so far this season.
100% at least.
Ollie Watkins got one more goal than Chris Woods,
Nice.
just for
I should have
context.
picked more than 2.
That's your opinion. That's what I'm saying, isn't it? So
Cole Palmer plays in midfield and has the same amount of goals as Ollie Watkins.
our position justifies my comments. So until the end of the season, if we're not there, then we can
Wan Hee-chan has more goals than Ollie Watkins.
But for now, same points as Arsenal, same points as Man City. So yeah,
Jared Bowen that plays on the left wing has more goals than Ollie Watkins.
You know what? More goals.
I was going to say
Dominic Solanke has more goals than.
That's not a problem. But all of these people are going to be bit part players.
Respectfully, I think you have a shout. You know, because sometimes it's hard, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. You know, we don't really get to pay attention to the likes of Villa. I mean, at least I don't. But you know, Paul Torres is a shout. I think he is a good defender and he is a good ball-playing defender. And I do think I've heard a lot of people say, Villa fans are very passionate about Douglas Luiz, and Douglas Luiz has been doing bits. Where you lost me was the Watkins thing, because Watkins, he's at, do you know what I mean? But he's not someone that's going to help you win the title.
We'll see.
You know what I mean, he's not prolific enough. He doesn't carry. Watkins is down there with Solanke, them kind of brothers right there, you know, them Solanke types. But before I bring in Monts, welcome Monts to the show, because I'm saying it with Chester, and I have a final question. For me, I'm just going to quickly name the 5 players from Tottenham Hotspur that should really be in this team. First and foremost, thank you all for not mentioning left back, because you left the left back space free for you, doggy. Let's just be real. You know,
no, there's no debate.
Then Vicario, I take my man's point about Alisson being the goalkeeper, but pound for pound, I don't think Alisson has been the reason why you're top. I think your team's been playing well. He's not really saved you from anything. The person that has been saving has been my keeper, Vicario. If not Vicario, we would not be involved in this conversation having a title challenge. For me, beginning of the season, Van de Ven is up there with Van Dijk. He's up there with the Salibas. Van de Ven, he was doing bits. And almost, I would say, just like Alisson and Van de Beek came in and transformed Liverpool's fortunes, Van de Ven and Vicario came into Spurs and transformed our fortunes. Barring KDB coming back from injury, the best number 10 in the league is Maddison. Good. We know that Son is on the left.
He's been injured, man.
Great. So
Maddison's been injured for ages, man.
And then Pedro Porro, right wing. I mean, right back. Up there with Trent.
I like Pedro Porro, man. He's cold still.
So there's 5 Spurs players there that even everybody, I'm looking with chess, is all nodding in agreement. So
no, we're not.
Not Vicario and Van de Ven.
No.
The others will give you, not those.
Onana has more clean sheets than Vicario.
Onana doesn't have more clean sheets than Vicario. What are you counting? The Carabao?
I'm looking at you asked about the Premier League, bro. Onana has 6 clean sheets.
Man. Shots fired, man.
Bro, you got to remember that we had Emerson Royale and Ben Davis.
Okay, that's the reason. Well, we played games with a prospect from the academy at centre back. So what are you talking about?
What? How many games did that prospect play?
He's played enough games, bro.
Okay,
maybe 2 max.
We'll see about that. All right, Mons, do you agree? Another Liverpool fan on the channel with chest. How many Liverpool fans get into 11? And then I've got one more question for you all.
Are we talking about the 11 of the season so far, kind of thing?
Yeah, but how many Liverpool players do you think deserve to be in? So far, Imran has given 2 Man City players. We've had 1 from Arsenal. Enns basically gave 4 Liverpool players, but I think he was gassing there. DT has gone for maybe 2 Villa, because I think the Ollie Watkins was wild. And I've gone for 5 Spurs players.
And just before Mont comes in, I think I'm going to up that 2 to 3 now. If you're including Maddison in there, who's been injured part of the season as well, then Haaland.
He's played 10 games. We can't be doing KDB after 1 game.
No, Haaland. I'm saying Haaland. Haaland can be in there. He's top goal scorer. And he's been out for a while, and I thought, all right, I'm not going to pick him because he's been out for a while. But now I'm thinking Well,
There's
if,
no
if
better
Madison
striker
gets
than
this out,
Haaland.
then why not Haaland?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's no better
Yep.
striker than Haaland out here. Who's better than Haaland in the number 9 position? No one. It's not
Yeah.
Nketiah, Catty or Jesus.
Best shout.
That's for sure. But Mons, can we get your quick? How many Liverpool players get in real quick?
So off the top of my head, Salah, no brainer. Trent, no brainer. VVD, no brainer. Alisson, debatable. So, yeah, 3/4. I really like what Vicario's doing. So I think it's between Vicario and Alisson for me. I think Porro gets a very special shout at right back, but I'd still go Trent over Porro, but I'd probably put a Dogie in there from Tottenham for left back anyway. So it's a win-win there. I think those are the positions that I'd say Liverpool got nailed down. I don't see a right winger better than Mo Salah at the moment. Stats speak for itself, performances speak for itself. Virgil van Dijk is pretty much Rolls Royce in the thing. No 6 in front of him, no Declan Rice in front of him. That's a proper, and we're talking a proper 6. Don't give me no.
Yeah.
We're talking a proper 6. And he's still doing what he's doing. Trent, for me, how Trent can't be in this 11 is crazy. For me, one of the players of the season. You know what I'm saying? Creatively.
But as a midfielder or as a right back?
As a right back, because defensively he's actually been good this season. No one's gonna speak about it, but I will. Defensively, he's been good this season. No, I'm not saying he's been like majestic defender. He's had his, you know what I'm saying? Doku bun him up, Oddbert bun him up. But how many games has Trent played this season? Remember, the narrative will be that Trent will play 15 games, have 2 defensively bad games. The narrative all of a sudden returns to Trent can't defend. But unfortunately, Trent is the benchmark, and the magnifying glass on Trent is magnified increasingly on him than compared to any other right back. But it's something he's dealt with very well. For me, you just can't hate on what Trent's doing. Those are the players I'll have. There's a few disagreements I've kind of heard. Pau Torres would go nowhere near this 11. One thing, if there's anything that's let Aston Villa down, it's their defense. Pau Torres is a good defender, but when Virgil van Dijk, Van de Ven, and Saliba exist, he is nowhere near this 11, unfortunately. And that's just because of the quality of the league. And you can tell me Villa are above Tottenham and whatnot, but Villa's away record is so spooky you'd think he was in a horror game. I'm telling you right now, that away record is spooky as hell. And I'm looking at probably players like Douglas Luiz, and for me, it wouldn't even be Douglas Luiz, it'd be Kamara. Kamara would get a good shot for me. For me, it's him. Diaby, good prospect, disappointing though. Bailey's taking his spot, like it or not. Watkins, I feel like we need to respect him a little bit more. 8 assists and 9 goals is not a joke in January. That is not a joke. Like 17 GA from a man that, again, free-flowing attack from Villa, and he's tailed off. I think we're doing a bit of a recency bias because he ain't scored many goals in the last 3-4 games. We're just forgetting what man's really on, innit? Like Watkins is a gunman, bro. He's a gunman, and I hope no Arsenal.
The gunman that can play for the big 6, or just 100%. Teams like Villa.
Walks into Spurs.
So what Villa?
For me, starts for Spurs, starts for Arsenal. Starts for Arsenal. In my opinion, and could arguably start for Liverpool if Jota's not fit enough all the time. Jota's not always fit. I believe Jota's a better goal scorer than Watkins, but if we're talking longevity and maybe who's going to be available longer, it's a conversation. It's not a mad thing to say. Ollie Watkins, but I prefer Diego Jota. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm going to back my boy. But if someone argue me the point of Ollie Watkins, I'm not going to rubbish it off. You know what I'm saying? Dominic Solanke's on a good amount of goals, and he hasn't. And Bournemouth don't have a lot of big chances created. So I hear Solanke's thing, but taking Ollie Watkins still. But if we're talking, I don't know if anyone's named the manager. Everyone's saying Unai Emery. I think it's Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool have the most goals.
The best manager of the season.
So far, Liverpool have the most goals, the least conceded. Hold on, I'll break it down. I'll break it down as to why. People are going to look at Ange, they're going to look at Emery, and they're going to look at expectation. Yeah, they're going to look at expectation and feel like because Villa weren't supposed to be here, it needs to be Emery. Because Spurs were in doom and gloom City, they weren't supposed to be here. Aston Villa finished 7th.
Wow.
They're now 4th. The jump ain't as mad as people think. Yes, the table context, but they've gone from 7th to 4th. Tottenham have gone from 8th to 5th. Liverpool have gone from 5th to 1st. Yeah. And before anyone says Liverpool are supposed to be here, go look at everyone's pre-season predictions. No one spoke about Liverpool in the same breath as Man City and Arsenal. It was a City-Arsenal race, and Liverpool were mentioned in the same conversation as an up-and-coming Man United. That is how most people's predictions went.
Facts.
Like so before anyone wants to come over here and say that Liverpool...
But Mons, there was a reason for that. You just had a rebuild. You just
Let the plane land, Tony, man. Let the plane land.
Let me land for a second. And before you man are saying, Mons wants validation, Mons being the victim, Mons wants praise. I don't want no damn praise. Liverpool won the most trophies out of everyone on this panel. I don't need praise. What I want is for people to stop lying. Stop saying we were supposed to be here. If I was a professional footballer and I scored 1 goal last season and every man on this panel called me washed, and then it's now January and I'm on 17 goals and I'm the top scorer in the league, I'm telling everyone to hold that. I'm telling everyone to hold that. Because none of you don't put me as the Golden Boot winner. None of you don't put me as a Golden Boot contender. Because I got 1 goal last season. Yeah. It's like the Richarlison thing. Richarlison's doing his thing. So Richarlison can go and tell everyone right now to suck yourselves. Because I've got more goals than most of them Arsenal man that were banging on about being world class, top of the league, comparing for this and this and that. See what I'm saying? Listen, that's just my opinion. I think Jurgen Klopp, for me, what more can Jurgen Klopp do than have absences, lose 1 game in 33 in the Prem, 27 wins, most goals, best goal difference, least
second most goals,
best goal difference, or second most goals? Second most goals. Who's got more goals than us?
Man City.
City.
No goal difference. I'm sure we're above you.
Goals. More goals.
City got 1 more goal than us. Yeah. Fair enough. But we're pretty much leading in every single stat.
City have more goals than you this season. City have 48 goals. You have 47.
I said they have 1 more goal. They have 1 more goal.
Mons, me and Savage chopped this up about how comes Jurgen Klopp hasn't won a manager of the month yet, bro. And because I was looking back, I'm like, surely he must have won 1 by now, and he hasn't won none, bro. No one cares about him, realistically. Bro.
No. People care, but again, expectation, because Liverpool we were done out here last season. As I said, Trent handed in his resignation to go work at Hooters. Gomez turned into a stripper. Matip took a year out. Fabinho was a training cone. Henderson was just hair flicks and vibes and nothing else. VO5, no stronghold. Hair weren't even pulling together. You know what I'm saying? No one was doing nothing last season, bro. No one was doing nothing. Liverpool were done and the midfield was done. There's been a rebuild. Everyone expected Liverpool to at least be in the top 4 because of the late resurgence we made to get back to 5th or maybe 4th last season. And that's what it is. I can still praise me. I'm more impressed than Tottenham than I am with Arsenal. And I'm not saying this because this is Deji's show. I don't like either of them, if I'm honest. There are Tottenham fans telling me Porro's been better than Trent. So I don't like...
He's not been better than Trent, but he's been good.
Yeah, I don't even like you, man. I really don't like Arsenal, but I'm more impressed with what I've seen from Ange than what I've seen from Arteta this season. Arteta broke a system that didn't need to be. He tried to fix a system that weren't broken.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Let's just keep it a buck, innit? In terms of Liverpool, our performances haven't been stellar. We're top of the league because we've been more convincing than an unconvincing bunch. That's it. City, Liverpool, Spurs, Arsenal, Villa, all been unconvincing. We've just been the most convincing out of an unconvincing bunch. And that's why 1st to 5th is so condensed within the space of 8 points. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
Remember this, though. We're not convincing at this time of the season anyway. So that's something obviously you need to think about. Obviously,
I don't want to hear that from City fans. I don't want to hear that from City fans.
Well, we're not convincing at this time of the season.
No, you start getting convincing around.
Yeah. I'm saying the first half. So,
Yeah.
so I know I totally agree with what you say, and I'm not going to take any offense by it, because at this point of the season, we won't, we don't expect to be a team that's given the respect to say that, you haven't been performing at the level you have, because we don't normally perform at the level that we should be performing at the first half of the season. But then we do seem to up it as it gets to the business end, and all the stars seem to be aligning now as well. So KDB's back. We've got Rodri, who's back in form now, and then obviously we've got Haaland coming back into the team. Doku's back as well. Doku's back as well.
He is cooking something in that 10.
So
Guys,
guys. So look, because I'm conscious of time, and we're gonna have the opportunity to do this hopefully every week.
I kept quiet because I wanted to counter what Mon said.
So quickly counter, and then I have to make this last question because we've only got 9 minutes left.
There were some things he said, I didn't like. No, it went straight to home. It hit me in a hard way. I didn't like it. So I'm gonna talk about it. If no one is gonna say anything to me, T-Mont, you come in here. You say, all these teams or all these podcasters didn't put you on the pedestal this season. How would they put you in the pedestal this season? Man, you came 5th last season, man. You were in the conversation. You didn't challenge for a title last season. It wasn't looking good. Henderson dropped you guys. He went to Saudi Arabia to get money. See, you guys were left for dead. That was a fact. So you can't come here claim to be a victim when in the alternative reality, it's fact. No one thought that you guys are going to challenge this season. In any way, you had a complete rebuild this season. You brought in Gravenbach, you brought in McAllister from Brighton, an entirely new team. No one would say in their right senses that Liverpool will challenge this season. There's no how anyone would give you that respect to challenge this season. I just want to get that out there. And again, you claim that Diego Jota would get into my team and will get into Tottenham team. But again, it's good and okay. It's a good finisher, class finisher. But why aren't we talking about his injury record? His injury record is checked. Why would he get into other teams like that when he has a very checkered injury record? I think that's grossly unfair, man.
No, I said Watkins.
Yeah, exactly. But can I just quickly?
I said Watkins, not Jota. Watkins.
Watkins. Yeah, I think he meant Watkins.
I thought you said Diego Jota. Okay. I thought you said Jota because he has a checkered injury record, so he can't just bust into.
Hold on, Jota still starts for Arsenal. Jota still starts up top for Arsenal. That still stands, but because it's not like Jesus is any.
No, but he has a checkered injury record. And he has a checkered injury record. He can't score 20 goals for me.
No, that's fine.
No, but he can't score 20 goals for me in the season. He's going to be injured. I'm sorry, man.
Listen, I'm not saying that Jota is going to score you 20 goals, but your striker has 3 goals in 20. He has 3 goals, and we're in the 22nd of January.
Okay.
Jota has more than double Gabriel Jesus' goals, more than double, and he has been out and injury prone, just like Gabriel Jesus is. Bro, Jesus, Jota, injury prone, goals, no goals. So I know who I'm taking. Yeah,
but of course, but you have Salah.
Guys, can I just say this because I'm conscious of time and I need to get.
You have Salah creating chances.
We're gonna have the opportunity to do this week in, week out. What I will say is,
I don't have that this season.
You can put. I will say this: you could put me in that Arsenal team, and I would have scored more than 3 goals. And tap-ins, albeit they would have been tap-ins, I would have scored more than 3 goals. But I've got a quick question because this show is about saying it with chess, and there's been a lot of chess shown so far. The first question I have quickly before we round up in the next kind of 6-7 minutes is, which one of our teams falls off first? Because remember, this is like 10 green bottles hanging on the wall. Which team do you think is going to fall off this title challenge and no longer gets an invite to this show? And also quickly, because what I'm seeing is last season I predicted that either Man City or Liverpool would flop. And I predicted that either Liverpool or Man City will flop this season. Obviously. I don't think either of them 2 teams are going to win the league, in my personal opinion. And this is an opportunity to get receipts because one of us is going to be right. That's the one thing I do know. So the first receipt, because we're doing receipts right now, because this is coming back to all of you, man, on you lot streams. Which team falls off the wall first? I'm going to start with Enman, Mons, Imran, Tony, DT, and then myself, because I need these receipts. Who falls off first?
Villa, obviously, bro.
Yeah. They're that dead. No one's
They're
giving Villa a chance on this show tonight, you know.
No, do you know why? Because they've got to start in
you, man,
11.
you're asking.
They've got to start in 11, bro. And if they get a few injuries with that, bro, they're done. They're dead food.
Yeah.
They're done,
No, bro. They've had come on. That's disingenuous. Come on, man. These man rocked up with Tielemans in the 10, Leon Bailey starting over Moussa Diaby, McGinn playing left midfield like this is Milner playing for Leeds back in or whatever, and they done up Arsenal and City in 1 week.
Thank you.
Liverpool ain't doing that in 1 week. I don't care how good we are. We're not doing City and Arsenal in 1 week.
This is what we can't do as well, man.
So,
we can't just
so
allow this.
No, hold on. But I'm saying, so it's not their injuries, it's their away form. It's stinky.
100%.
It's stinky. 100%. You know what I'm saying? DT, you might even agree with me.
No, 100%. I agree. I'm looking at our next couple of games, and thankfully,
got some big games coming up.
Say that again.
You got big games coming up, and you normally do well in those big games, but they're at home. That's the question.
So we got Newcastle, we got Sheffield United, we got Man United at home this time. So I'm looking at our next couple of games, and I can see us winning at least three of those. Because I think we're gonna hot up Newcastle. Newcastle's gonna get it. Sheffield United. Potentially.
That's the type of game that you drop points. Sheffield United away. That's the type of game you would drop points.
But I can see us doing a bit of business that means that we don't. Once we get a couple of plays back, see a bit of Tielemans. We get maybe Brandy will be back by that time. Things could look a bit different. But don't let me take anyone else's shine. You can do other people and then come back to me.
No, cool. So Mons, are you saying who's falling off the wagon first? Because you seem to have a lot of love for Villa right now.
Nah, I just feel like the reasoning that we were given for Villa dropping off was wrong. I just thought that was wrong. They've shown without playing their main players that they can do up the best teams in the league at home. No one's trying to go Villa part of the season. Say that from now. No one's trying to go Villa part of the season. Yeah. But same way, when Villa came Anfield, they were made to look very, very ordinary. And I feel like it is going to be Villa to drop off first just because that away record is so... And it's not even like it's average. It's actually bad. But that goes to show how good their home record is. To be where you are and have such a shit away record, yeah, that actually shows how mad it is, innit? But yeah, I'm going to go Villa.
So we got two Villa out first. Imran.
I'm going to say Arsenal.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Arsenal. I've just looked at some of their fixtures, man, and I just think I'm not saying they're going to finish above Villa, but I think they'll drop out first. They're on the same points with Villa, but I think they'll drop out first, and then obviously they'll come back in again. But yeah, I think it's going to be them, man. Based on they're playing Forest away, they're playing Liverpool at home, West Ham away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's looking long.
Yeah, I'm going to say they're going to drop out first, man.
It's looking long. It's looking long for Arsenal
away.
right now.
We have Burnley away also.
Tony, who is the first team to drop off? Do you agree with Imran? Could it be your team? Because you've not really come with chest tonight, to be fair. You've been quite lowly, quite depressed, to be honest.
No, that's because I understand the realities of my team. No, I'll be very sincere with you. I do understand the realities of my team. I don't have a striker right now. See, in all your goddamn teams here, you have a striker who is giving you at least 10 goals a season, at least. Arsenal doesn't have a striker that's confidently put at least even 8 goals into the net. None. I don't even have a striker. None. So,
maybe Emil
that's where I have
can
a problem, so I'm getting goals from defenders, central defenders, slightly from the midfield. It's not looking good. So I don't get that. But again, I don't think I'll be the first team to drop off.
They're 8th in big chances.
No. This is what I'm saying. I'm thinking that Aston Villa is going to be the first.
Can I give you a stat though? One thing I would say,
we're creating chances. We're creating chances. It's just that you don't have a goal. We don't have a goal.
You're not
No, you're
creating
not creating
chances.
chances, bro.
No. So if you go on the big chances
No,
created
we
stat,
are.
Hold on, let me land.
We
If
are.
you go on the big chances
Mons, do you
created
know how
stat,
many chances are created against you in the FA Cup first half? Do you know how many chances are created against you in the first half? I
Right.
created nothing less than at least 15 goal scoring chances.
this is not my opinion.
in the FA
This
Cup.
is fact. Brother, this is not my opinion. This is fact. If you go on the big chances created that in the Premier League this season, just before last game, I don't know how many big chances were created in that game, so I'm gonna have to refresh it and see. You guys were 8th place with 38 big chances created. Below Sean Dyche is Everton with 40 big chances created.
Wow.
That means Sean Dyche ball has created more big chances than Arteta ball. Yeah. You are 8th place below the likes of Chelsea, Newcastle, City, Villa. There's someone else in there, but you man are so.
Spurs. I'm sure Spurs were up there.
Oh yeah, Spurs. Yeah, Spurs are in there as
But
well.
of course,
Spurs
the
are in there
stats
as
don't
well.
tell the whole story, though. The stats don't tell the whole story, though.
Listen, bro. I'm just
The
talking
stats
about.
don't tell the whole story, though.
I'm not saying
Arsenal have
it's the whole
produced
story.
chances. If I had a clinical striker, I would finish my dinner and I'll win those games. I'm sorry, man. I beg to differ.
All I can do is bring you that specific stat of big chances created, and you are 8th place in the Premier League for big chances created, sitting with Brentford, who have missed Tony and Mbeumo for the whole season, and with Sean Dyche, you have Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who misses 1v1s for fun.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Brentford have no Morpie up top.
Yeah.
Take it in, G.
Yeah.
You can't
the
sit there
striker.
and tell me 38 big chances by the 22nd of January is good enough.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what, Tony, you're gonna have to hold that L. So far, you ain't really been able to say much today. So you're 5th in terms of the league table. In fact, you guys being where you are in the league is kind of inflated by your performance tonight. But I just want to quickly go to DT, and then quickly, we need to do a top 5, and then we're done. DT, who drops off first?
So I'm not gonna say my team because what kind of support would I be? I mean, if I'm looking
it
at
would defeat the purpose if you did.
if I'm looking at all of the other teams and what they've got coming up, I can see Arsenal actually dropping out of this. You know, after Forest, they've got Liverpool, they've got who else have they got? They got West Ham, so I can see them getting 1 point from all of those fixtures. So if we're talking about who drops out next, I think it could be Arsenal, but time will tell. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying my team's going out because they're going to be around for a while.
Before the season,
I'm not buying this gang up against Arsenal, man.
Relax.
You never gave me the
Can
opportunity.
I just quickly say,
You never gave me the opportunity. I was embroiled with an argument with Mont. I think it's Aston Villa to go down first. These guys haven't had a drop-off yet. They haven't had that drop-off. They haven't had up to 5-6 players get injuries this season. We've not talked about all these things yet, Deji.
We lost Tyrone Mings and Emery Mendy at the beginning of the season as well. So
gang up against Arsenal.
I'm just putting it out there now.
Not good enough.
I said at the beginning of the season that I thought Arsenal would finish outside of the top 4, and my stance hasn't changed. And if anyone wants to check it out, please check any August footage. But I did say so. Quickly now, man, quickly, because this might change each week. I really enjoyed the show. Thank you for coming on and saying it with chest. And man, look, we're just gonna quickly name your top 4. We're not gonna go into it, but just name it, and the next week we'll deal with it next week.
Liverpool top, City 2nd, Tottenham 3rd, Arsenal 4th.
Respect for that, my bro.
Is this final league positions? Yeah,
final league positions. DT, since you spoke, let's hear you out.
I'm going City top, Liverpool. I want to say Spurs, Arsenal. I think we'll finish 5th. Villa will finish 5th.
Respect. Tony, just quickly. Be sensible.
Personally, I think Deji, leave me alone, man. I think Liverpool might nick this one. I think the stars are aligning for Liverpool this season. The FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, it's looking good. You know, you can't deny that as a football fan. It's looking good. And again, why I'm saying this is because I don't trust City's defense this season. So that's why I'm a little bit shaky on that one with City. Yeah, you know, they might turn up in the second half of the season. But again, I think the stars are aligning for Liverpool this season. You just have to give it to them. Look at the Carabao Cup. You know, look at how it's just aligned for them this season. So Liverpool first, City second, Arsenal third, you know, then fourth. Actually, I put Aston Villa in fourth. How about that? I think Tottenham will have a drop off also. You know, so
you're just a madman. I don't even know if I believe you.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
But Liverpool for the title. Liverpool for the title. I do back them to win the title. I think they'll win.
Yeah. We got the receipts. This is the receipts moment now. We're having the receipts right now. DT, did you say yours?
Yeah. I said mine.
All right. So Imran, have you said yours?
No, I'm not said
Did
it
you
yet.
say yours? Yeah.
No, Liverpool. No, sorry, City, Liverpool, Spurs, and then Arsenal.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Liverpool, City, Spurs, Villa. Yeah.
I like this. No one giving City a chance. I like this.
I think we're underestimating Aston Villa. I think they're legit. I think they will get Champions League football. I think they'll do Newcastle. And I think Arsenal will do what I've been saying all season. I think they fall out of the top four. Monts?
It's interesting, man.
It's on record now.
Say it with chest.
Say it with the chest.
Say it with chest, man.
Say it with chest, man.
City, Liverpool.
Ah! Woo!
Hey,
City.
Liverpool.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that's a big one. Okay. Wow.
Tottenham.
Guys, clip it. Clip this one, guys. Clip it.
Stuck between Tottenham and Arsenal for third.
Clip it, guys.
Why clip it, man? You don't get clipped for choosing another team ahead of your team.
this is it.
You know. We've all said it.
Yeah, bro, it's
a big one, man.
It's literally for me. Tottenham, Arsenal. I'm gonna say Arsenal in third, Tottenham fourth. I'm gonna put Arsenal just ahead of them, just because for me, I feel like their squad is more balanced. I feel like Maddison's injuries, and the injuries that Spurs been getting. For me, I just feel like you're closer to an injury crisis than Arsenal are, if that makes sense.
Because Arsenal had an injury crisis. That's
I know.
Did you take that L? Take that L.
That's not something we should be getting. That's not something we should cane Arsenal for. That's something we should praise Arsenal for keeping their players fit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, so I'll say that. But yeah, I'll go Arsenal third, Tottenham fourth. But I think it's close. I still think that when Spurs have their first 11, I think they're as good as anyone when they have their first 11 this season. So I feel like the quicker they get their 11 back, trust me, a lot of you lot got to go to the lane at the end of the season. Everyone forgets this.
Villa's already beaten them there.
You got to go to the lane. You got to go to the lane. Trust me. It's not a nice place. You know
I beat them last season in the lane. I beat them last season in the lane.
We'll slap you this season at the lane. Anyway. Thank you. So look, we're clipping that, and I'm going to be playing it back to you guys as reminders. We're going to be doing this every Monday. 10 green bottles hanging on the wall, and then 1 green bottle will accidentally fall.
Question: when is that bottle falling? At what point?
As soon as we all agree that you're no longer in that title race, and we will know just by results.
Okay.
And obviously, it is a shame because everyone, let's just take a moment to look at each other now, because when that person falls off, they won't be invited back to the show. So I mean, and it's just what it is. I'm hoping that I can be in there as long as possible. I have to say, I have enjoyed everybody on the panel tonight, but in particular Tony, because Tony's had to stand by himself this evening, and I can't help but think that he might not be here in 3 weeks' time. I don't think Tony joins us, guys. Come in
we play Chelsea and Arsenal, so Liverpool might not even be here.
Hey.
No,
I think because you guys have only lost one game,
you never know. I slapped up Crystal Palace. You never know. I slapped up Crystal Palace 5-0.
Oh, the chest is creeping in now. The chest is creeping in.
Well, I mean, this is where how far Arsenal are falling. They're talking about wins against Palace. It's crazy.
No, but City didn't beat Crystal Palace this season. They struggled against Crystal Palace this season.
Imran, have you got any comeback before we wrap up?
Man City didn't beat Crystal Palace this season. You drew 2-2. You know, because it's crazy. When I said this, you laughed it off. I beat Crystal Palace 5-0. You drew against Crystal Palace 2-2 this season. Come on, man.
Look,
let's be fair. Let's be fair.
We don't look at individual games, man. I've been saying this right from the start. We don't look at individual games.
And I get that.
No.
I completely get
look at it in the season, man. So look, you can't compare how one.
It's not Indian when I say.
I think you should. I think you should look at individual games.
What, like Palace?
Yeah, because that wasn't just an individual game. That was a blip.
See, I know on the rate Arsenal.
No, but for months we have blitzed throughout the season. Tony, you've had your say now, but
hold on, Tony. Let's hear it in, man, real quick. Yeah. Sorry.
What I mean by it's one-up game is throughout every season we do have those significant games where we've dropped points. Yes, Palace was that one this season, but it happens every season where we have those crazy games. I don't look at it that way, seriously. Look, how many times do we come to Anfield and actually win? We don't. We rarely come to Anfield and win, but that's not what we look at. We look at overall at the end of the season, who's going to get those most points, and that's why it comes down to. So we'll lose every season at White Hart Lane, every season. But
we'll see, I guess.
But yeah, it's our regular games. The games that we tend to get points at. If we started dropping points there, then you have a bit of concern. But you know what? We've dropped points against teams that we didn't expect to drop points against, but then we've beaten teams which we didn't, beat last season. So it sort of balances it out, man. At the end of the day, okay, whoever ends up with the most points at the end of the season, man, that's it.
I don't think it does.
We're good at that, man.
You didn't win a single game in November. You won 1 in 6 in that period. That was not that period that you lot went through was not a blip. It was a bump. But do you know what? But again, I'll say it. You lot are that good that no one cares that your best striker and your best midfielder were not there. No one cares. Unfortunately, for me, I think it's unfair. I think it's unjust that Haaland's not there. De Bruyne hasn't been there for the whole season apart from the game, but because it's Man City, it's fine. It's Man City. You take De Bruyne and Saka out of Arsenal, they're done. Mm-hmm. You take Salah. Yeah. I say take Salah and Trent out of Liverpool, and here we are. So I can't even say that right now.
But also Tottenham's had their big game players missing as well.
You take out Maddison and Son, and Pete. There's going to be a regression for everyone. So
and don't forget one particular one as well. One main reason as well. Don't forget Rodri was out for those games as well.
Yes.
On top of those injuries.
He is massive for you guys.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, everyone. I just want to say,
big up to Monts. You're coming with lots of big tests here, man. Come on, man.
I'm trying to wrap this thing up.
We've not talked about Gravenbach. See, your own team.
We're trying to wrap it up, man. Let the man wrap it up.
Look, the reason why I'm wrapping it up.
Hey, Tony, come back next week.
Come on, when that drop
we're gonna have. This is a weekly battle. This is just the first episode, first dose. It will change week in, week out. I also want to big up everyone in the chat. Stacker's older brother, Footy Shorts, the Sasky Guna, all of them people there, they assembled. Everyone that's come in, Football Bants, thank you for joining the show. Let's see, we've been clipped. We've got the clip moments now. Let's see. You know what? I was kind of reserved today because really deep down, anyone that knows that I think we're going for broke, but all will be revealed in due time. That's what Imran is relying on. He's relying on seasons past for City to do this kind of last minute run. Liverpool are just sitting there cool. Ensman says, you know what? Liverpool only have themselves to beat. That sort of chess. Mons is sitting there bigging up Liverpool, but not quite giving it to Liverpool because he's saying City.
Constable,
Tony
Constable.
Cloud has been waffling by his own description. Based on your performance tonight, Tony, I don't even know if you man will finish fifth. The way you talked about your team today, to be honest, I don't know if you lot will finish fifth. I think Villa finish above Arsenal.
No, but again, Deji, I have to be real. I can't come and tell you here that Arsenal is firing on all cylinders when my strikers can't even score goals. I'm sorry, man. I can't bring that kind of chest
Blaming the strikers,
this,
man. Your
to where
midfielders
Liverpool
need to
is
create
sitting
more
right now.
chances,
Where
and then they will
Man
score
City is
goals.
sitting right now. I have to be real. I can't come with that big chest right now. I'm sorry. Maybe, just maybe, if we beat Liverpool in the next 2 weeks, just maybe I might come back and talk tough. But right now, I'll just sit down here and just beat time till I meet Liverpool at home.
Okay,
yeah,
no problem.
Yeah.
So look,
Mont, remember
you,
last season,
everyone.
yeah? Remember what you got last season, yeah? At the Emirates. If we get that this time, good enough. See you then.
Well, we're gonna see. Anyway, enjoy the weekend's games, everybody. I hope your team win because we don't want any sad faces next week. And on that note, we will say good night, over and out. Thank you.